Welcome to the Alexis and Jim Pugh Theater. I hope you have had a chance to be here. Is this any first-timers ever in the theater? Oh, welcome. We're happy you're here. Tonight, this is a final performance of our spring session of StrokEstra. This team behind us has been working all semester for this night. And it's all made possible because of great partners. Our journey started with the Royal Philharmonic in 2022 with the Residency Festival. They launched this great program to work with stroke survivors along with world-class musicians. And we said yes and, we want to be part of that. So they then came over and started working with our local musicians, with their artistic director. And we had the chance, they kind of turned it over to us so we can keep growing this program in Orlando. Our very first time that we did it, we only had 9 participants. And now there's 30 participants. And they're coming so there's 30 participants, but there's also 10 musicians. 2 have come over from the Royal Philharmonic in London, and the rest are from Central Florida. And what's great about it is, one, it's the collaboration, but the joy that's coming from this, not only from the stroke survivors, but the caregivers and the musicians, and actually our entire team. It's been great. In the very beginning, we had a tough time finding people to participate. But this session, we have people from Marion, Lake, Brevard, and St. Johns County, including Orange County, to be part of this. So thank you for traveling so far away to be part of the program, right? Anyway, I think the one thing that we can never do anything by ourselves. And again, we have a lot of donors that support us all the time. And I want to recognize Chuck and Marjorie Steinmetz. They're right here. And Marjorie's passion has been arts and medicine, arts and wellness since the day I met her. And I have had the chance to work with Chuck. He just mentioned for over 20 years. And it's been a great 20 years with some of the nicest people I've ever had the chance to meet. We also have with us today, and participants to support this, we have members of Advent Health, which they've been part of this since day one. And they're the same type of company. The Women 5 Foundation, the Alon family, Allison and Graham Lockwood, Ernest Hardy, who also is constantly giving access to a lot of kids that need to be here. Florida Blue Foundation, they're another company that just jumped right in. Hardy Vaughn and Betty Brady, and the Hoffa Memorial Foundation. But because of you, I think that the thing about the center is we believe that everybody who walks through the front door is going to experience some joy and be more whole and is part of the wellness of your life. And we are trying to do it with more intent, and so our goal is to have programs here that last, it is for every week, all year long for communities with stroke survivors, but all other communities, so they can belong in a place that has so much opportunity and happiness. So, the other thing we had to do is we had the chance to bring our own artistic director on. His name is Mr. Nolan Williams. He's one of the most talented people I've ever met in my life. He's also a very, very kind soul, and I know that he's brought this group some great energy and some great joy. In addition to Nolan, okay, we have, again, just flew in, Sarah Bardwell back here. She is the executive director of the Royal Philharmonic. She flew here just for this. And Chris is the managing director of all of their community and educational efforts. So, let's get going. Nolan, you ready? All right, come on.
How's everybody doing? Great. We're so thrilled that you're here with us today. And if you came for a performance, I want to just kind of level set your expectations. Those of you around the sides, feel free to grab a seat. All right? We really want to extend to you an opportunity to be a part of what we have been doing over the last 3 months. And we begin each experience by just being mindful and cognizant of the breath. And so I invite you in this moment to breathe in together and breathe out. I invite you to breathe in gratitude and breathe out frustration. having to find a place to park and walk many blocks. Right? Breathe in love and breathe out indifference. Breathe in belonging and breathe out othering. We don't cast anyone aside as other, but everyone belongs. And if you thought you came to this experience to just be a spectator, you have been invited into this next breath, which is breathe in community and breathe out isolationism. There's a lot about our journeys that can make us feel like we are living solitary lives, even with family and all, as we go after our ambitions, as we go about our day. And yet, when we really take the time like this to recognize that there are other persons on this journey alongside us, we realize that we are not alone. We are not alone. What a great message that is for our participants, right? To know that they are not alone. And your presence here affirms that. And in that spirit, allow me to invite up to the microphone Rich Modes from Advent Health and one of our amazing participants, Glaxy. And Rich is going to introduce Glaxy, and then Rich and Glaxy together are going to introduce this musical experience, this musical journey, with a piece that we simply call Shaker Jam. All right, receive them.
Good evening, everybody. My name is Rich. I'm Director of Creative Arts Therapies for Advent Health. And I have here the wonderful Glaxy. I met him during the spring cohort. And Glaxy had a stroke, which, let me back up and say, I had the permission to tell Glaxy's story, and you're going to understand why. Also with the help of Glaxy's mom, Mabel, who's back there in the beautiful red shirt. So Glaxy had a stroke in 2018, and after the stroke, he had a lot of limitations with communication, so he only has about 4 or 5 words that he can say. Before the stroke, Glaxy played the flute, just like Tina. He didn't really sing, but discovering after the stroke, he's an amazing singer. And while he doesn't have a lot of words, he's got a lot of notes. And so at StrokEstra, we're able to sing a lot, haven't we? And he's able to express himself through singing, kind of like this.
If it wasn't clear from my first remarks, you're a part of this. You're a part of this, right? So you gotta get your little groove going on. All right. So one of the things that we do oftentimes when we're together is we've discovered a way of kind of checking where people are by checking the weather. Checking the weather. Let me explain what I mean. So Louisa right here in this lovely yellow dress. Louisa, everyone say, hi Louisa! So Louisa, how are you feeling today?
Shiny.
Shiny. Okay. All right. Shiny. All right. Another way of saying shiny would be?
Sunny.
Sunny. Ah. We like weather terms. We like weather terms. Let me ask you, Susan, how are you feeling today?
Well, a little bit cloudy.
That's an honest response. We got any cloudy folk in the house? Hey, listen, you're in good company, all right? You are not alone. You are not alone. All right, so we're going to check the weather with a piece that we call our weather report. Hit it. Ah, I like the sound of that, man. Yeah. Hey. Join him right there, Eddie. And. check the weather. I'm coming to you, Vanessa. We check the weather. Hey, we check the weather. Here's our weather. How you doing, Vanessa?
Sunny.
Oh, Vanessa is sunny. That's amazing. How you doing, Marta?
Encouraging that I belong to a StrokEstra.
And how would you say that in weather terms?
Sunny.
We check the weather. We check the weather. We check the weather. Here's our weather. We check the weather. We check the weather. We check the weather. Here's our weather. How you doing, Sean?
Breezy.
Breezy. I like that. How you doing, Sandy?
Windy.
Windy. All right. How you doing, Virginia?
Cloudy.
Cloudy. Ah. How you doing, Marcia?
Windy.
Here's our weather. We check the weather. We check the weather. We check the weather. Here's our weather. We check the weather. We check the weather. We check the weather. Here's our weather. Someone has to move something. You can't just sit there. I need to see folk moving. Come on, my favorite island on the vacation line. Yeah. How you doing, Maricel?
Stella.
Sunny.
Ah, how you doing, Jim?
Sunny and bright.
I love that. How you doing, Doug?
Blustery.
Blustery. How you doing, Quay?
Stormy.
Stormy. I love that. Hey, any stormy folks in the house? I see it. Ah, you got a long range. Here's the weather. We check the weather. We check the weather. We check the weather. Here's the weather. How you doing?
Rainbows with a ray of sunshine.
Ah, how you doing, Jason? Cool. How you doing, Lori?
Blessed.
Ah. How you doing, Bart? Bright. Bright. Bart is always bright. How you doing, George? Chilly. Chilly. Ah. How you doing, Rob?
Overcast.
Overcast. Hey, we check the weather. We check the weather. Come on, Martha. Come on. Come on. for Martha. I didn't know what you were asking me to do, Martha. If you could tell, that was completely unrehearsed. But Martha's been asking me for the last 2 days, when can I dance? I was like, Martha, I promise, there'll be a moment when you can dance. And we did it. One more time for Martha. And for our StrokEstra. All right. So, we have 2 groups up here, actually. It's a morning group and an afternoon group. And those groups have been on 2 different trajectories, but we brought them together. Technically, they were working on music, different pieces. There were some pieces that they were working on simultaneously. But once we started putting this program together, what we learned is that some folk in group 1 wanted to play the group 2 songs. Some folk in group 2 wanted to play the group 1 songs. So if you see, they're welcome to do that. So this next piece technically is a group 1 song. And it actually was inspired by a prompt that I gave them. So we wrote a couple of pieces as a group based on the prompt, if you could be anywhere in the world, where would you want to be? Well, just think about that. If right now you could be anywhere in the world, where would you want to be? And Vanessa answered that question by saying she'd want to be in
Hawaii.
Hawaii. And you folk, I heard some takers there. Hawaii? Yeah, I see. 1, 2. Okay.
Yeah, even with the volcanoes.
Even with the volcanoes.
It's also still sexy.
And then George, who is sporting like the best bow tie. It's like a Monet impressionist painting in print or fabric. But he has a great bow tie collection. George responded by saying he'd love to be
sailing off the coast of Maine.
Wow, that really resonated. So, and then they both wrote poems around that prompt. And then I set that music kind of dead and realized that these poems could actually come together. And so we put Vanessa's Hawaii aspiration with George's sailing off the coast of Maine aspiration together. And we've simply called this piece Breathe.
By the ocean, taking it all in, becoming one with the earth, drifting in the wind, watching the waves as they rise and fade. Breathe, breathe. Breathe. Breathe.
Gentle waves lapping at the breaking bow, billowing sails, luffing in the gathering breeze. The blue horizon beckons, the hint of sea spray on my cheeks. And the tears that fall, are they of grief or gladness? Who knows? Maybe both. Whatever their source, they tell of lost loved ones with whom I once had crewed, and new mates who now join me on the sea. Breathe. Breathe. Breathe.
So Rich shared earlier that Glexi has a few words in his vocabulary, and when we were creating this song, this next song, we were trying to figure out lyrics for it, and we figured Actually, we listened to Glexi because Glexi literally started singing C, 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 mayor. So we're like, okay, those are the lyrics. C, C, mejor. Yes, yes. Anyone know? Better. I love that. Things are getting better. All right. 1, 2, David. 1, 2, 3. Say better.
Better.
So listen to this. C, 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 mejor. C, 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 mejor. Give it up for the Vibes crew. Here we go, and 1, 2, 3. Listen, Lexi, we thank you for those words. How many of you believe that things are going to get better? Listen, we gotta believe that. We have to believe that things will be better. Things will be better. Yes, yes, better. CC Mayor. Jeff and Athena. Hey, come on out. These lovely friends. I would love for you to introduce this next piece as only you can. Please receive Jeff and Athena.
Good evening, I'm Jeff Staten, and my wife Athena Staten. Our son Evan Staten is pulling up to the piano here. I'd like to tell you a little bit about our journey. 2.5 years ago, Evan was diagnosed with testicular cancer, stage 3. Caught early, testicular cancer is curable with a strict chemotherapy regimen. In Evan's case, unfortunately, one of the chemo drugs caused a rare complication called respiratory toxicity due to bleomycin. That led to respiratory failure, which landed him on life support and on some of the highest ventilator settings ever seen by the ICU nurses. His survival was not likely. During the initial intubation, Evan suffered a series of severe strokes that left him with left side paralysis, a speech disorder called dysarthria, and a visual deficit called left neglect. Before all of this, Evan was an All-American athlete, played NCAA Division I water polo at Pepperdine University, where he graduated with a degree in psychology. On a side note, the very day he was wheeled into surgery for his cancer would have been his first day teaching AP psychology at his alma mater, Dr. Phillips High School. That dream wasn't meant to be, at least not yet.
Fast forward to today, on this impeccable stage, surrounded by friends and family, and this new community of survivors that have been forced to evolve far more than imaginable in one lifetime. I assure you there is nothing more difficult than stroke recovery. Evan is in therapy 6 days a week. It's hard work, occupational speech, physical, and of course music therapy. And although Evan's expectations and life goals differ from what they were as a fresh-faced Pepperdine graduate, he shared something with me yesterday that I want to leave you with today. When I asked him what StrokEstra means to him, he said without missing a beat, "I am finally excited about the future." That's what this program has done. It's given our son the confidence to embrace the present and set a course for his future. And in that spirit, we hope you will receive Evan and his new friends on stage as they premiere Evan's new song.
everybody. I hope you're enjoying so far. I'd like to introduce our next piece. So our next piece is titled...
Mountain climbing in Japan.
So it's called Mountain Climbing in Japan. So before we showed you our piece, Breathe, and it was all about, they were talking about Hawaii and the different places. This is another location that we talked about. So we worked with a participant, Marlon,
Yep.
who unfortunately wasn't able to make it today. But so we were brainstorming like places to go. He was like, Japan.
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 Obviously.
Right.
Yes.
And then he just started singing the Pokemon theme song. And we're like, here at StrokEstra, we can work with that, you know? Right when he started singing that, I'm like...
Yeah, who's young enough to remember Pokemon? Great, but I was not that young, so I had to learn what the Pokemon theme song was.
Right.
And then we thought a little bit more about Japan. So what was Marlon's dream when he goes to Japan? And obviously one of them was...
Mountain climbing.
Mountain climbing Mount Fuji. Has anybody mountain climbed Mount Fuji in the audience? Oh,
Hey!
look at that! Look at the back! Amazing. So Mount Fuji, and then of course eating sushi. So this is what this song's about. Mountain climbing Japan, eating sushi, never giving up your dream to go to Japan.
Hope you enjoy.
Do that again. I'm gonna put Luisi on the spot. Come on.
I wanna be in the mountain top, so I can mountain climb. I never done this thing before, but it's been on my mind. Mount Fuji is the place, sushi is the best. Japanese green I wanna chase, together I won't rest. Mountain climb.
Elisa, and Shonda, and Miguel and Agudo. That was cool. All right, well, I'm really dating myself when I say, what did she used to say? Oh, all right. Now it's time to say goodbye to all my company, family. Am I really dating myself now? See you real soon. All right, so listen, you all have been amazing. Thank you for being our extended community today. Thank you. Thank you. Have we felt amazing or what? So we're going to end with a piece that we simply call StrokEstra Blues. Join it. y'all enjoy that? Listen, I said to them earlier, I am so proud of you all. Thank you for just opening yourselves up to this journey, and it's been such I'm so proud. Beautiful, beautiful work today, beautiful community. Thank you for being such a beautiful community. Before we go, we usually reserve time in this part of our program for participants to kind of share testimonials as they're inspired. And so, if you can stay for about 10, 15 more minutes, we'd like to just, for those, we'll just pass the mic, and there are 2 mics up here. But we certainly want to salute all of our participants. And if any of you want to share, Greg? All right. Greg, I'm coming to you, buddy. Greg wins the coolest hat award today. He and Bart have a great hat. Yep, we got you, buddy.
This is the second time I participated in StrokEstra, and since my stroke 2 years ago, I described my life as contracting. I had a 32-year career with Marriott, and I went from working 50 to 70 hours a week, as Lucy described, to my life was just going from one doctor appointment to another, to one therapy and home and back, and that's all I do now. And recovering from a stroke is just a lot of hard work. I can't believe how much I miss going to work every day. And now I'm absurdly proud to say I've performed on stage with the London Royal Philharmonic. And I'd never seen a bass saxophone before. Mabel. I think Mabel should go up front so everyone can see Mabel. I've got to talk to her. And I like to thank Dr. Phillips Center for putting this on. And every single person that works here has been warm and welcoming. Every person I've met has always said, we're so glad you're here. And they've put on a wonderful program twice, provided a wonderful meal for us. It's been wonderful. And so I feel like my life has expanded a little bit. So it's something to look forward to do different. So I feel like my life is starting again.
Thanks, Dad.
Eric and Kathleen, my Advent therapists that have been next to me throughout every session.
Jason, you want me to bring the mic? You want to come this way? Okay. Jason is wearing a special shirt that he wore many years ago when he met the president of the Philippines. Which mic should he use? The raise? Let's try that.
Raise it up. Okay, so I had famous saying when I used to be in the IT business, be brief, be brilliant, and be gone. So I'll be real quick. So I wanted to thank Arla and Rich for their time that they put into this. And for me, the big thing was I had a fear of, I used to perform and everything at church, and not anymore, but now I've had this music and coming back and all the wonderful people here, and I just want to say thank you to you all. You know, great inspiration. It's helped me, and I'm looking forward to next StrokEstra.
Diane, do you want me to bring the mic to you? This is number 4, the green.
I want to thank all my friends I met at social, I can't say the word. When I had my stroke, it was 23 years ago. Was able to walk for 7 years. It was a hard recovery. And I thank my sister Chaucer to come with me. I paid the violin, but not as good as I want to pay it better. And when I come here, I got lost every day. I can't read. That's why I got confused. And last night, someone told me the lesson. I can't comment what she was saying. I said, okay. I told myself, you can take the wheel. And by the grace of God, I went home all the way. And my friend took me here today. This way I don't have to drive. And my friend don't pick me up. This way I don't have to drive back. I'm grateful for all the friends I made today. It was a hard recovery. It's still hard. But if you have hope, you can get better. They said, I will never talk or walk there. I'm doing that.
Ben.
What's up, family? New family. I want to talk to my family that's out there, though. Seeing y'all come, see this. If I start crying, it's because I'm crying, because from day one when I had this stroke, y'all been right there. Even when I was hard-headed and I ain't listen, and I ain't go to the programs. I knew I was getting on y'all nerves. But I want to say thank you. But I need y'all help one time. I need y'all, please, put your hands together for a young lady that didn't have to do this, but she stood by my side. When there's plenty of times I opened the door and told her, please leave me alone. Please stand up, please. With her God, I know that I can do anything. God has truly spread the light on me and gave me a second chance. Rich, thank you for this. We might not say it enough, but we thank you from the bottom of our heart.
Mom is telling me to move, Sebastian. Move,
I was not prepared to do this. My name is Sebastian, everyone. This is my mother, Marcella. What's your name? May 29th of 2024 is when our mother had an hemorrhagic stroke. And similar to the stories we're hearing here, she wasn't supposed to walk, talk, but here we are. And I just want to take a moment to, I've extended a welcome to the first therapist that really helped us understand what's going on, to our second therapist from Brooks Hospital and HCA. We're just extremely blessed. Mom can't talk. Would you like to say something?
Yes.
Everything's good. Everything's fine, and it takes a village, and we're part of this village. And thank you, everybody, for being here. Thank you.
Kathy.
Hi everyone, my name is Kathy Garrett. If you can't tell, that's my family right there. I want to echo some of Sebastian's thoughts. As you may heard, noticed, I have several of the therapists who have helped take care of me throughout the last 5 years of our journey. I had an amniotic fluid embolism, which caused my stroke, and it was due while I was in labor with my second daughter, my little ray of sunshine, Chloe Ann Garrett. Say hi, Coco! But I want to echo Sebastian's thoughts on community, and it takes a village. This handsome fella right here, Jason Sango, he and I horseback ride together, and that's how we entered into the program. And there are several people here from my therapist, Sam, from Avid Health Innovation. Actually, a couple of different people from the Hope Clinic at Apopka. I don't think you guys understand how important it is to show up for your people. And your clients and your patients included. Like, whether this is a job or just a job or not, it matters. And there's one more person I want to highlight, and I think she's going to be totally embarrassed, but Dr. Steph Johnson, stand up please. Dr. Steph is an English professor at Avid Health. No, stand up. She is an English professor at Avid Health University, and Jason and I have both had the honor and privilege of sharing our stories in her class multiple times now. And so it just is a testament. I literally met Steph, I think, August, September, and here she is in the audience today supporting Jason and I. And it really, really matters. So thank you. Oh, Nolan. I should thank you too. Nolan. So thank you, Nolan. Thank you to all of the professional musicians and Rich for heading this incredible, incredible team, the physical therapists, the OTs, like the music therapists, you all are doing an impeccable, impeccable job. So thank you.
George Wilcox. I had a hemorrhagic stroke 4 years ago, and I shouldn't be here either, but here I am. And I want to give a shout out to our amazing caregivers, our family members and friends who are the reason why many of us are still here. And so, shout out to all of you. So at the second anniversary of my stroke, which was this past Sunday, well, the 4th of May, yeah. May the 4th be with you. I walked a 5K, and we had a special fund that we raised $11,000 for medical care for people in therapy at Orlando Health Regional Rehab Center. So $11,000 to help those who needed medical equipment who might not otherwise be able to afford it. Then on the 3rd anniversary of my stroke, I began riding a recumbent bike, and I ride a bike with an organization called Spokes Fighting Strokes. It's a wonderful organization, and I ride oftentimes 24 miles with my brother-in-law at one time. and have a great time. And then now on the 4th anniversary of my stroke, I'm picking up my French horn after many years of neglect. And next year, on my 5th anniversary, I'm going to be back in my sailboat. So, thank you, my caregivers, for the wonderful support you provide that keep us going.
First of all, thank you, George. And as we speak today, 4 years ago, I was by his bedside in ICU on life support, and they were supporting me to say goodbye. So today, he is alive, and not only that, he's playing his horn, and he also tomorrow, or Saturday, he starts adaptive golf. So we have hit all the 5 things that we were doing before we had a stroke. You find out in life you're given a lot of lemons. Learn how to make lemonade.
Can we just one more time give it up for all of our stroke
Thank you all. Thanks, Dr. Phillips, so much for being a lead in this community. As well as thank you, RPO, for bringing up this beautiful program. God bless you. And please help us spread the word about StrokEstra. And listen, I don't work at Dr. Phillips, but if you like what you have seen today, the only way we can keep this going is if we get some funding, right? So, listen, there's no amount that is too small that would help us to keep this program going and help us to grow it. So consider how you can invest in what you've experienced today. Thank you so much. God bless you.